I got a request from one of my subscribers, Foon42, to reply to a posting, "Stupid atheist? Please answer these questions?"
You know, where everything has a question mark at the end of it? With an upward inflection? At the end of every sentence?
Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Oh, damn it, now I'm doing it too!
Okay, you know what? Easy to make fun of that. It's beneath me. I'm not going to make fun of his grammar in this video. Alright, let's see what he has to say.
How's it going, YouTube?
How's it going? Buddy, you got some schmutz on your camera there. You might want to wipe that off.
Just had a few more questions for you guys I thought you guys would like to answer for me.
I'll give it my best shot. What questions do you have?
If the Big Bang started up as a singletary, who held up that singletary? What created that? Alright, that was question number 1.
Where did the singularity come from? We don't know. Our knowledge of the origins of the universe only go back so far. We can use the observable redshift to see how the universe is continually expanding and moving apart. Hubble was able to use the velocity of galaxies to show how everything was moving away from everything else, deducing that at some point in the past, the universe was much smaller than it currently is. Using the cosmic background radiation, which was predicted in 1948 but not discovered until 1965, by accident no less, lets us trace the age of the universe to approximately 13.7 billion years ago. So, we understand a lot about it, but we don't know where the singularity came from. Theoretically, it could have always existed, or come into existence somehow. We honestly don't know. But, while there is evidence that the universe expanded rapidly from one, we have no evidence that it was an intelligence that put it there. We can model what happened almost to the point of its initial expansion, but earlier than that, we're still trying to figure that out.
Question number 2. Can you provide any observable evidence that evolution is true, not something we have to take by faith?
I've gone over the Lenski experiments enough times in my previous videos. Check some of them out if you want to hear me drone on about it. That's probably the best example of observed evolution, and it was done in a controlled laboratory setting. If you want a different example, we can look at the changes that happened to the ground-dwelling Anolis stegeri, or brown anole, when a new predatory lizard was introduced to their habitat in the Bahamas. The new lizards were easily able to hunt the anole as prey. Because of this new pressure, the anole quickly developed longer legs to escape the new threat. Natural pressure and selection changed the existing creatures, a perfect example of biological evolution. Interestingly, as the lizards became more arboreal, or tree-dwelling, to escape the new predator, their legs grew shorter again to move easier along the branches. Many people will say this is still an anole. Yes, but the fact that genetic information changed over time shows that evolution is possible. Now, speciation will occur when enough small changes over time add up to cause it to be unable to breed with its ancestors, or from other branches from those ancestors.
Question number 3. Do you believe evolution should be considered a science or a religion?
To start, you really don't give any definition of what a religion is. I've tried to find a decent definition of religion, but most fall along the lines of a system of faith or worship. This does not describe evolution. It's not believed by faith, but by evidence, and is not worshipped because it's not a thing. Rather, it's a process. It would be like worshipping addition, or gravity. Evolution is not a religion, but a scientific theory. Not a layman theory or guess, but something that has enough evidence behind it to garner the support of the scientific community. No faith is needed, just evidence. That's something that's much harder to come by, but much more useful than faith in working out how the world actually is. We can make assumptions based on that evidence, but that is not faith, but a logical progression.
Based on the amount of faith it takes to believe in evolution, my personal belief is that it should be considered a religion and taken out of the school systems. Since we're not allowed to teach the concept of creation, then we should not be able to teach the concept of evolution.
But it's not a religion, so it doesn't fall under the same category. There is no faith or belief in the supernatural involved with evolution, just the evidence that we have observed and the conclusions we can draw from those observations. It's not dogmatic, and if new information comes along, we may have to change or possibly even scrap the theory altogether.
There's a lot of respectable scientists who believe in both sides.
No, that's not even remotely true. There may be some scientists that disagree with it, but 87% of scientists feel that evolutionary theory by natural selection alone is perfectly valid to explain the diversity of life. And that's just scientists in general. When it comes to biologists, the ones actually studying living things, even with some outliers like Behe out there, that number is virtually all of them. Honestly, if someone comes up with an evidence that disproves, or has a theory with supporting evidence that surpasses Darwinian evolution as the explanation for the diversity of life, then they just need to submit their findings to peer review and pick up their Nobel Prize, because that would be a game changer in the scientific community. Anyway, I hope that answered your questions, and I want to thank Foon42 for originally sending me that link. As always, if anybody out there has something they want me to go over, please send it my way.
Maybe if I looked real hard, I'd see you trying to understand this life that we're all going through.